Hello all. So in last class we finished up till here and we plotted this decision tree, and as I said, this is a clearly overfitted decision tree because we can't interpret it and it is grown to its maximum depth. So what we'll do now is that we'll try to optimize it so that we can reduce the overfitting. So firstly, what is pruning? So for those who don't know pruning, so in general, what is called pruning? So this is in English literature, or I can say in general, pruning is called the process of removal of any selected part of a plant. So basically, cutting branches or roots of a tree is called pruning. But in machine learning world, so in decision trees, our algorithm, specifically what we can say that we will remove the branches. So removal of branches of a decision tree is called pruning in our ML world, and we are obviously concerned about ML world. So there are two types of pruning that we do in ML world. First is pre-pruning and other is post-pruning. So as the name suggests, in post-pruning, what we will do, we will grow fully our tree. We will grow our tree fully, and then we will cut the branches based on some parameters or based on something that we have to minimize so that we can get a less overfitted, or we can say we can overcome our problem of overfitting. Because at the end what we know is that if we grow our tree to the full depth, or we can say the maximum depth, then what will happen is that there is a problem of overfitting, and which is what we have to avoid, and which is where the entire machine learning theory revolves, right? So for that purpose we'll use either pre-pruning or post-pruning. So as I said, this what is post-pruning, so this we will discuss in next lecture. But in this lecture we'll be discussing pre-pruning because this is what is done by scikit-learn. Yeah, so as the name suggests, in pre-pruning, what we do is that we will decide the hyperparameters first. So we'll decide that how much, let me write it first. We'll decide the hyperparameters. Let me have some clear boundary here, that we'll decide our hyperparameters totally, and then we will grow the tree. So what I can say is that we will have the maximum depth, that let's say I'll decide like what is the maximum depth first, let's say 3, and then I'll grow the tree up to 3 depths, up to 3 branches. Yeah, so this is how pre-prunings works. But as you might ask that why just use 3, I can use anything, right? So basically this is done by grid search CV algorithm, that whatever hyperparameters that we have to tune, and this we are doing in our all ML algorithms, like we did in our logistic regression, in our KNN, anything we are using the same thing. So the footnote is that we'll be having our hyperparameters, we will tune it based on grid search CV, and then we'll have our best optimum hyperparameters, and then that parameters we will pass in the decision tree classifier, and we will grow our decision tree based on that. So all this thing we will see now on a code. So let's move there. So this is the post pruning, and as I said, we'll discuss it later. So I'm going down to pre pruning right now. So this I already said that before building the tree, we'll decide the hyperparameters, and this can overcome our overfitting issue. And obviously, both pre-pruning and post-pruning is for overcoming this overfitting issue as well. So, as I said, let's say I'm using, as I said, the default is Gini criterion, Gini impurity. But I'm just changing the criterion just to see that whether I'm getting any improvement in the accuracy or not, and I'm just randomly giving. Note that I'm writing here. Just did randomly. Let me just write it, that this I did randomly. I don't know that whether the maximum depth of 3 and criteria as a entropy will be optimum or will be the best one. But if I'll give this maximum depth as 3 and criteria as entropy, I am getting 75% of accuracy, as you can see. And now you can see just we have 3 depth, 1, 2 and 3, and you can easily interpret this decision tree, correct? So if I'll show you with the zoom, or let me open this image in a new tab, so you can see clearly and visualize things that what is actually happening. Yeah, in class 0 and class 1 we know whether there's a diabetes or not. So if you can compare this to our previous thing here, you can see we can't visualize anything, we can't even conclude that what is happening. But after optimizing, with the help of pre-pruning method, we can optimize it. So this is the code just to plot the tree that we did in our previous lecture as well. So now, as I said, this is what I decided the parameters randomly, but there are many parameters. So we'll see all the parameters one by one, and then we'll decide that which one are the best. And for that, we'll be using Grid Search CV. So here you will find the official documentation of Grid Search CV. So it's basically we are having a k-fold cross validation. So as we all know what is cross validation, I covered in very detail that what is cross validation, everything. So I'm not going into that, but the basic thing that we need right now is all the parameters that we can pass, or all the arguments in our decision tree that we can pass. So this I said criterion default is Gini, but we can use either Gini or entropy. Then the splitter can be the best or random. Then what is minimum sample split? These are the important things. Maximum depth, that I already decided that I need 3, but we'll see whether 3 is good or not, is optimum or not. Then minimum sample split. So this is important, that the minimum number of samples required to split an internal node. So in order to continue splitting, how many minimum number of samples are required, that we can specify it here, and here default is 2. So default is for binary, like we can split it. And then minimum sample leaf. So here you can easily see that the minimum number of samples required to be at the leaf node. So at the leaf node, how many number of samples are required, that is specified by this argument. The same thing you can check out all, but these are the most important ones, like maximum depth, minimum sample split, and minimum sample leaf. So we'll use all these hyperparameters here. So I used criterion, the Gini or entropy, which one will be better. Then just firstly, don't forget to import this Grid Search CV, because we are doing this. So what Grid Search does is that it will check for all the combinations within this range. Like it will check with Gini, then it will check with best, then it will check with Gini and random, and it will try all the combination and permutations that are there within this all hyperparameter that we are specifying. So we are specifying splitter. So as you can see here, what is splitter as well. This is for CV. Let me have here. Yeah, splitter is the strategy used to split at each node. So either we have the best, so best, it will choose the best split, or the random. So it will randomly choose the best split. So it will, when you will specify random, so it will choose the best one random, but randomly splitted. So it is called best random split. It will choose. So you can read all this documentation, and you will find it just by typing scikit-learn, or you can go to this link, and I'll provide all this link in the description below so that you can check it out. Now, after running Grid Search CV, you will get this. Now you have to print simply the grid search, that is this variable dot best parameters. So it will give the best parameters, that from criterion entropy is the best in this range, that is from 2 to 7. And with what this means is that it is ranging from 2 to 7 with one interval, that is 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As I said, 7 is not included in most of the cases in Python. The upper limit is not included. Similarly, this ranges from 1, 2, 3 up till 14, right? Because there is a interval of 1 in between. And similarly, this ranges from 2 to 15. So it will be 2 to 14, right? Because upper limit is not included. And then we'll just pass it through Grid Search CV. So our estimator is our CLF, that is our decision tree that we are already grown. So what is CLF? This decision tree here you can see, sorry, this one. And then here we will see that maximum depth is 6 is best, then minimum sample leaf, then minimum sample split, and splitter is random. These are the best. So what I did is I'm again passing this all these arguments, but now with the best parameters. You can see I'll pass all the parameters which are best in here, sorry, right? So you can see I just copy pasted all the parameters that are best which is given by this Grid Search CV, and then I am plotting the tree, and now I am getting this tree. And this is also, if you will see in the new image tab, then you will find it easily, that it is easy to interpret and read. Maybe you can see it blurred, because even I am seeing little bit blurred, but you can easily make things. And the main concern is accuracy, and you can see we have a better accuracy now. Previously it was 74 or 75 something, and now it's 77. So clearly the conclusion is that we can easily increase our accuracy by using this optimization, or I can say pruning method. Here I used pre-pruning, but I will give you the brief hint about post-pruning here as well. That in that thing, what we do is that we'll grow the entire tree and then we'll try to cut it out based on some loss function minimization or some mathematical function that we need to optimize. So we'll see thoroughly this thing now, that how we are gonna optimize our tree, but based on post pruning, right? But this is the thing which is not used in scikit-learn. We'll mostly use this pre pruning, right? But I think it is worth to know both the methods. So I hope this video is informative for you, and I'll see you later in next video. Thank you.